right, so I am interested in taking a little break from Modern. Right now, it's like literally everybody, all they can think about, all they care about in the format of Modern is what is going to happen on this damn ban list. Oh, whoopsie doopsie. On this damn ban list in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, there will be a ban announcement in Modern. Hopefully, things get better. Right now, things are not very good in that format, and I'm interested in taking a little bit of a break. I'm interested in looking at some Standard, maybe some Vintage, maybe some Pauper, maybe some Legacy. I don't know. I want to get weird with it. I want to play some more Dark Souls. I want to maybe play some other games. We'll see. I also have a few days off over the course of these next couple of weeks I need to take. I'm going out of town on Thursday and Friday this week, and I have a doctor's thing that I'm going to be out for all day next Monday. So I think it's just kind of a good time to get weird with it, have some fun. We'll see. I might play some Modern over the course of the week if I have like a really cool idea I want to work on. But I think I'm a bit more interested in brewing in Standard. And I feel like I'm finally at the point in the format, and it took way longer than I expected, where I can make some brews. So what I'm doing here today is I'm trying to combo Manifest Dread / Cloak from Vannifar, where you're able to ideally put a Valgavoth or a Progenitus into play face down with either Glowing Dread or Hauntwood Shrieker, Twisted Reality, but mostly Vannifar is what you're actually going to be able to just take this card from your hand, put it face down really consistently, and then turn it face up with Hauntwood Shrieker or Splashboard, which is a 1-mana sorcery speed flicker. And then you get to do this. You get to play Llanowar Elves. You get to go sometimes turn 2 Hauntwood Shrieker off Llanowar Elves, which I think is pretty cool. You get to also play Twisted Reality, which is a pretty cool counterspell. It can either counterspell or Manifest Dread. I think that is very fun. And you know, I as far as Standard goes, I am very interested at the moment in brewing linear decks. I'm very interested in brewing combo decks, which is kind of funny because I've been kind of complaining about that in Modern. All I've been doing is brewing combo decks, but it's fun to brew these kind of decks in formats like Standard that have a lot more traditional archetypes. Like the format is pretty mid-rangey. There's a lot of grindy decks, and so the more combo-y style stuff is for whatever reason. Have I considered making Gifts I Given to replace the Ring and Jessica Control? I've been testing it and have solid. It's really been overperforming. Gifts synergizes really well with Flage. Yeah, we've done that. That was even like a pretty popular deck. We've done like a really goofy version of Jeskai Gifts. That was a pretty popular deck, like right as soon as Image 3 came out, but it is worse than the Ring. And so like, this is part of it. If the Ring gets banned, then boom, Jeskai Gifts. Let's fucking go. The Ring is legal. Let's wait, I think. Shims with the 4 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. What are your thoughts on the winning deck list in yesterday's tournament? Blue White Control Modern in this economy. I'm pretty sure that's the player we lost to in the Swiss. Deck was pretty good. We lost a pretty narrow match to them. Okay, so they're gifting me a card, and then they're taking a card. But then they can cast that card. They gifted me this Bookworm, which is kind of the best card for them to cast, and the best card in my hand. Bookworm is a pretty crazy card. This is a card that like I would kind of like to play in Modern, potentially. It's a 2-mana 2/3. At the beginning of your instep, you can loot, but you just get to draw a card if you put a face down permanent. But just like 2-mana 2/3 instep loot is like, it's not too far off. But against in the Orcish Bowmaster format, it's just like, ugh. But this is not the Orcish Bowmaster format. Okay, so I did end up winning a Jade Avenger avatar. I got 32nd place or 31st place, and I needed to get 32nd to get the avatar. Because this is control, not own. Unfortunately, they have not shipped them out yet. I don't know when they're going to come out, but I did get one. I think they have to like manually add all of them. I actually meant to do this, but everything was so late. I was just going to write the word Spiring Spike and then put it down there. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to high roll with Twisted Reality here since I have the Splash Portal. I could also hit like a Bookworm or a Vannifar. Like I have a ton of really good hits off this Twisted Reality. Okay, did not find one. Guess this is going to be like super invisible. They lured away a Mosswood Dread Knight here. Ah, just a little too deep. So Vannifar is a sick top deck. Anything that says Manifest Dread, I guess. Another one of these. But yeah, so we should be we should get the real avatar at some point. Hopefully today would be cool. Out of our control. What convinced me to play green white in my tournament? It seemed sick and fun, and I really wanted to play it in the tournament. It didn't have a very good energy matchup, but I thought it had a lot of game against everything else, which, you know, it was the case in that event. And yeah, that's about it. So my opponent is obviously holding up a removal spell here. The Splash Portable is, you know, it's a sorcery speed effect. I think I'm just going to wait on the Glowing Dread and try to... Maybe my opponent will tap out, or maybe I will draw another counter spell. Maybe I'll draw a Vannifar. We'll see. Would I please brew something like this in Modern? No, I don't think so. I think this is a deck that kind of doesn't work in Modern, and this is part of the fun, right, of playing a different format and doing something else, is that you can brew with cards that you think are really cool, but just are not viable in your main format. That's kind of the whole point, is that this is a deck that would not work in Modern, but this is a deck that can get some games in, I think, in Standard. I ended up playing Energy in the high stakes event. I ended up not doing that well, is what it is. Did you ask Daybreak if your Daybreak account will also get the avatar? No, I could maybe ask if they could do that. I might accept that. My opponent does not gift me a card this time. Is this card good, Cruel Claw's Heist? I really don't know. You could have flashed that? Oh, sorry, that's true. I mean, I don't think it would have been that different. I did forget this had flash. But it's part of the reason I wanted to play it, because you could like hold up counterspell and do it. They took the Progenitus, which is like almost definitely the wrong call. I guess they're playing around Vannifar. No, they're not, because they just take this and the Vannifar isn't good. And then they loot away Duress, and I draw another one of these. Okay, let's go to game 2. If only I had kept my Bookworm. May have been a pretty different game. Bookworm's just so important for the card selection. Now, I don't know if I want to sideboard too much against just Golgari. I think that I'm interested in like at least one more Unable to Scream. Probably not too many more. I think I might be interested in going down an Elf also. It's kind of awkward top deck. I think let's just get in there. Yeah, Splash Portal being an instant would be really nice. Gloomshot, how would Gossip's Talent feel over the 1 mana Splash Portal? Well, I thought I figured everything. Hold on. Everything that could turn a permanent. Sorry about that. Base up. This is the class. Whatever creature you control enters base 1. Whenever attack target creature power 3 less can be blocked. Whenever creature control deals combat damage, exile it, return it. Okay, that card is incredibly slow. It's like literally 8 mana versus 1. I don't know. What do we talk about? Oh, we have turn 2 Shrieker on the play. Maybe turn 3 Vannifar. Pretty nice hand. It's standard, but you know, I don't really think we can compare 8 mana cards to 1 mana cards. Tireless Tracker with the 41 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. You will live. Let where else you're going to live. I think like this draw specifically is what makes me really like this build over some of the, or you know, this is what this build has over some of the Reanimator builds. I think just Llanowar Elf into like 3-drop on the play. It's a pretty powerful 3-drop on the play. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to stream today, but it ended up being pretty important that I do, since So let me look at my top card. Okay, cool. So yeah, now I'm going to be very interested in... Yeah, let's just get that into play this turn by attacking with the Shrieker. This is not only as a sorcery, right? Just double check. Hitachi, the 54 months, here for Standard. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Oh, okay. Do we want Progenitus or do we want Valgavoth? Not really any wrong answer here. I'm going to go for Progenitus. I think this is the... this is the vibe at the moment. Let's go! Nice. Progenitus loses nothing. Yeah, I mean, Valgavoth also, like, I don't know how you ever lose with that either in this spot, but maybe, I guess Pick Your Poison gets Valgavoth. Okay. I think on the draw I do want that extra elf. This deck is like if the Kona decks were good. You know, I was kind of thinking about playing Kona over some of these because it's not as powerful, but you can flip it up. Could be correct. Could be correct. Ultimate Dread. I missed the tournament. I was able to test Asmo plus Alesha over the weekend. It was easily the best deck I tested, but really struggled versus Sire of the Seven Sins. Any recommendations on what I should add to beat it? Okay, double Surveil Land, but we're in standard. I think I'm going to keep. Yeah, I'm not sure. I will say that Sire of the Seven Deaths probably doesn't have a big enough metagame share for you to really change your deck too much. You know, double Asmo activation gets the job done. Maybe I would also just have to see your deck list, right? Like, like maybe share your deck list and then I can give you some feedback. It does sound interesting. I really like this card. I play this card in limited and it is just it's just so fun to me. My opponent also mulled to 4. Okay, so an untapped land would let me go Bookworm plus Glowing Dread if I wanted to. I think I'm gonna keep the land. I might prefer to play the Shrieker next turn though. We'll see. Yeah, if they're just gonna have an empty board, I think that's what I prefer to do. Although, you know, a big part of the hedge mazes here is that you get to see the top card of your library and see if you need to go for a manifest or not. I'm just gonna keep another Bookworm. Play one of these. Did I call it Glowing Dread? Did I call this card? Oh, oh, it's Growing Dread. Okay, I mean, I guess that makes a lot more sense. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so let's Dread first. So if we hit something big, we can flip it up. We had a Vanifar, which does kind of get the job done here. So let me go ahead and flip this up, and so I get a counter also, and then I can cloak this Progenitus from my hand. And pass the turn. And then I'm probably blocking the Glissa with my Vanifar. It's a little healthy amount of dyslexia. Aired with 31 months. I go back, but offline for a bit. Glad to pick up where I left off. Hope Modern has been good. Oh wait, so this is first Strict Death Touch. It hasn't, but Standard is kind of interesting, and I am enjoying kind of getting into Standard. But no, Modern has actually not been that good to us lately. We did get a Jade Avenger avatar yesterday, so maybe dude, we would have a counter on Progenitus. I guess we could have had 2 counters if we put let this happen. Okay, undefeated with our standard brew on a Monday. But the problem is, I'm gonna be out of town on Thursday and Friday, and next Monday I have a doctor's thing that I'm gonna be unconscious for. So in order to keep the momentum of the stream, we're going in raw today. Okay, turn 1 Siren. Guess we go Yavimaya Coast on turn 1, so we can go turn 2 Hedge Maze and Growing Dread. Growing Dread. This is the Doomwake Leyline Axe deck. This deck's really fun. We played a little bit of it the other day. I think because I have second Dread, I can probably afford to just play the other elf this turn. What's the unconscious thing for? I'm getting a penis reduction. Okay. 5 cards in their hand here. Second Bunicorn, pretty scary. I think I'm going to take 5 this turn. Okay, so let's Surveil. I think Surveiling is more important than high rolling and being able to put something into play this turn. I honestly just keep main phasing these, but I suppose I don't actually need to do that. Yeah, with the Warden possibly flying in, I think I probably need to double jump this turn. So I turn this face up. I get 2 counters on it. I get to draw a card in my end step here. So we're looking for a Vanifar. All right, flying. Duh. I guess I block like this. I have a hard time imagining I like the 2/2 is going to be better than the elf in this spot. And I don't think that my bookworm loot is going to be good enough to stabilize here, no matter what this in-step card I draw is. No cryptic commands in this format. So we're going to go to game 2 here, down a game against the Axe list. I'm going to bring in the Reclamation Sages, the Witness Protections. I'm going to cut all my Twisted Realities. I think they're way too slow. And then do I also... Oh, sorry. Unable to Scream, obviously better than Witness Protection. I probably also want the Witness Protections, though. Why did I choose MTGO versus Arena to play for Standard? I don't have an Arena collection. I don't know that it is in my best interest to spend probably about $1,000 to have an Arena collection to stream Standard for these 2 weeks. It might end up becoming... Oh, let's go! My Jade Avenger. Let's go. I earned this, by the way. This. I got 31st. Let nobody say I didn't earn this. I assume you wouldn't want to borrow someone's account for streaming. This always happens. Like, it's just against terms of service. No, I didn't earn this. Daybreak Games. Okay, I won't use that one. That one's not in my collection. Okay, so we do have Vanifar plus Progenitus, which is pretty nice. Daybreak Y. Ooh. Dude, the bookworm is just so insane. I just get to, like... The loot is just so good. It's simply too good. I guess we go ahead and just discard it Glowing Dread here since... Growing Dread here since, I just want to go Vanifar into the Progenitus. Another one? Don't mind if I do. So we're looking for another land. All right, let me add the get the avatar up there. I'm pretty excited. Although it is always kind of a pain to find your avatar. I guess I'd keep this so that I have a... I think Valgavoth is better against them than Progenitus is. And also, you know, I don't exactly mind just having access to both, I suppose. You do have to scroll for your avatars always. Wow, double Bunnicorn. All right. Yeah, I think I still go. I guess actually what we could do is we could cloak Progenitus and like chump block with it and then cloak Valgavoth next turn. I think that actually makes sense to me. Still can't find my avatar though. Oh, there. Nice. Let's go. So they're paying for ward. This also kind of worked out, I guess. This is 14 plus 2, 16. So I am going to go to 1, or I could chump block and I could put Progenitus. I'm just gonna need the lifelinker. So I was gonna go unable to scream. I guess now I want to instead Reclamation Sage. Here. Get a Shrieker, which is pretty cool. Cloak from my hand. Valgavoth in play. Just gonna put this bad boy on the other side. Pass back. Draws a clue, or draws a card off of clue, rather. Spyglass Siren. Oh no, they find a Mockingbird to copy this. They do have to sacrifice 3 non-land permanents here, which makes their Bunnicorns 3 smaller. The map token, I'm sure, is going. The Spyglass Siren has Summoning Sickness. They have only 3 attackers. I have 3 blockers. Now, is it going to be better for me to leave my Shrieker alive? I think I actually kind of like to... Is this double block ever good too? This is a problem. Just like the flyer. Oh, wait. Okay, I forgot that we still have this Progenitus in play. But I'm just kind of dead to this 1/1 flyer. So I can block like this, and then I get to keep either of these 2 alive. No, 3 attackers. I'll have at least 2 blockers, and I can scream this. Yeah, okay. Doesn't have reach, has trample. They do decide to kill the manifest instead of the... Wait, they killed both? No, oh, sorry. I'm still not used to the combat damage rule change. To me, it looked like they ordered the blockers. Okay, so we scream the 1/1 flyer. My opponent is going to, I'm sure, oh, this doesn't have the stun counter on it anymore. Right, that only works if you do it on your turn. Or my turn. Okay. And they're top decking too. Sheltered by Ghost, my unable to scream. I believe that's what their top deck was. Fun game though. Had more copies for testing and like they came down, or is this still an early draft? I would love to hear that, but it's pretty interesting. I do hate Wheel of Potential, but like maybe I'm just wrong about the card. My avatar got changed. Yeah, we got it. They also gave me the gold one, but I'm just gonna keep the one that I earned instead of the one that I was given. Is there a way to make it bigger though? I feel like it's way too small. Like look at all this extra wasted space.
Hi. Would you like this?
No thanks. You see my avatar here?
It's signed by you.
Yeah, let's go.
I was wondering, like, the green Jade Avenger, like, that's what you already have. What do you mean? But okay.
They sack flip us to drown a Cheer Vagaboth. Did they? Maybe that's actually what happened. I was a little confused. Okay, bookworm time. Oofta with the 42 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Yeah, I was surprised at the band control list. It looked pretty solid, yeah. Okay, into Thundertrap Trainer. They reveal a Torch the Tower. Which could deal with my bookworm, I guess. think I'll be holding this Unable to Scream for the time being. And I suppose I get kind of punished for playing the elf, and because I drew into Twisted Reality, now I can't counter anything. That might be okay. Yeah, I'm very excited to have earned the Jade Avenger. 31st place, barely in there. 245 gamers walked in, 32 walked out with the Jade Avenger, and I'm happy to have been one of them. Okay, so let's take 4. Okay, and then let's go just main phase Manifest Dread. I can either draw a card off the Bookworm, or I can flip something back up. Okay, so no creatures, doesn't matter. I love the Bookworm. The card is just, it's so cool to me. Ban list was a good one, I think. What do you mean ban list? So there's our Unable to Scream target, probably. Besides ban control, what do we lose to? We lost once to Energy, and then, what was it, twice to Energy? It might have been twice. We went 6 and 3. We beat Dimir like 4 times. We beat Eldrazi once. We beat Brood-Scale the one time we played against it. Might have been Energy twice. With the this is a card draw on the backside, right? So I think I'm gonna cloak Banifar here. Have I played Otterstorm yet? I played like 1 or 2 matches, which is how I was like sampling a lot of decks in the format. It was okay. Is there a place you can look at lists from Sunday? It's on Goldfish. I'm pretty sure Fire Shoes retweeted it. Yeah, all the Orms chants were really crazy. We really got by them. Okay, so they bounced my Unable to Scream and the Sauna. And they play a Flood Caller, which untaps everything. So they have like a little mini Jeskai Ascendancy going. Kills my Vanifar. Oh, they don't have enough cards in my hand to kill Vanifar. Or in their hand to kill Vanifar. How'd turn go? We got 31st place. Good enough for a signed Jade Avenger. Although I'm going to see if I can ask them if they can make avatars bigger. Like, it just kind of... Why can't I fill up this space a little bit more? Round 1 loss was to Titan, no? We didn't lose round 1 yesterday. We started off 2-0. I do think we lost to Titan, yeah. I think that was the other loss. Okay, they bounced my Growing Dread, which is really good for me. But then they also bounce this, so they can kill my Vanifar. But I do have another Vanifar hiding. But I guess the problem is I have to chump block with it. Assuming they don't have another answer to it. It does have Ward 2, though. Yeah, so I guess we have to chump block. That deck's pretty cool. Alright, let's see if we can hit a big thing. We hit a Vanifar. So I guess I take that, and then... probably care a little bit more about this thing than the Enduring Ideal. Although I guess the Enduring Ideal... yeah, maybe that's wrong, because maybe the Enduring Ideal is what makes this strong. I guess that is the case. Doing our best to stabilize here, but now that we don't have the Splash Portal anymore, it's going to be a bit tougher to... it's going to be a bit tougher to... like, combo off, of course. They bricked on this Thunder Trap Trainer. So they just cast another one. Then grab Bushwhack. Why not have the new comb in this list? I really like it for Reanimator. Is it better than Progenitus or Valgavoth? I do like that you can flip it up, and I'm open to making some changes and trying Coma. But I feel like Progenitus and Valgavoth are maybe a bit better. Maybe Kona's better than Progenitus, especially because you can just like flip that bad boy up. I'm gonna go to game 2 here. Sire of the Seven Deaths before Coma. Maybe. I think we could try some of the options. Progenitus for me is one I really wanted to start off with though, because it is just so sweet. Okay, I do think the Witness Protection seem pretty good against them. Maybe we should be main decking for I don't know if I want to play negates against them. It's like so much of their combo is like creature based. Countering the non-creatures doesn't exactly seem all that good. Good Reclamation Sage for their rooms, but it's not super good to kill Enduring Ideal. They do have a lot of artifacts and enchantments. Play like at least one copy. Sorry, I keep grabbing Witness Protection instead of Unable to Scream. I think I'm just gonna play 4 of these effects. Let's do this. Maybe Twisted Reality is just better than Growing Dread, actually. Pretty similar, but just, one of them can counter their 3-drop on turn 3. Okay, we have our combo I'm going to keep, despite needing a couple lands. Yeah, it's nice to have a change of pace and just take a little break from Modern while shit is bad and there's other cool stuff to be doing. Well, I try my own take of the deck that won the challenge. Maybe. I will say that like grinding like Narset Days and doing control doesn't exactly sound super appealing. I do think the build was pretty cool, but I don't know. I probably will not just be playing much Modern over the next couple of weeks. I might play it like 1 or 2 days, but I would kind of prefer to just focus on Standard, maybe try to no-hit Dark Souls one day, maybe do some Dark Souls today. Just try to have some fun while we wait for the ban list, because Modern, it just feels like such a dead format right now, because everybody, there's just nothing to do really until the ban list comes out. Everybody's just waiting. And it's so silly that we have to wait. It's silly that we have to wait this long. But I'm just tired of waiting. This deck is pretty fun. I trade something similar, but kind of all in on the Flicker theme. Like, both 2-mana Manifest spells, then 4 Splash Portal, 4 Long River Lurker to flicker them. Okay, let me read Splash Portal. Again, I'm still learning the card pool. Okay, so I have the 4 Splash Portal. For some reason, I just don't know the name of this card. Okay, then River Lurker. This is a 2/3 frog. Other frogs have ward 1. When it enters, target creature you control can be blocked. Whenever that creature deals combat damage, flicker it. Okay, that's cool. Bun says, sorry, learning the deck. I mean, same, TBH. Yeah, there is one in my hand. I don't know. I just don't know the name of this card. I know what it does. But the name is not in my database. Ooh, another one. I guess we could have attacked first. I don't think it's that important, probably. Great to be able to do this with ward and counter protection. Your turn. All right, my turn. All right, go to game 3. We've won at least one game every match so far. Overall, the most surprising result is Brewscale being the second most represented deck and far by top 32. I mean, the deck is pretty good and pretty fun and still kind of fresh. They want to mulligan this on the draw with no Llanowar Elf, no Vannifar. Then keep this on 6. 7 Brew Skull top 32 compared to 12 Boros. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Thankfully, this doesn't die to Torch the Tower right now because they don't have anything to sack. Because I'll just discard the tap land. They cycle and make a clue with Paw Patch formation, so this would give them something to sack to Torch the Tower now. They play Enduring Vitality. I think with them not having any other creatures, just could be a good turn to kill the Vitality, slow them down. Dig for a Vanifar with the Bookworm. I don't hate Unable to Scream in this spot. I don't love that whenever I unable to scream next turn, they can still tap to the Enduring Vitality. I think I'm just gonna bin it here. Could be okay to bin Valgavoth because it only really does anything if I draw my my Vanifar, but I mean I want for Vanifar to be good if I draw it, so there's that. Okay, let's cast a Shrieker this turn. I guess I could also flicker the Reclamation Sage. And yeah, let's do that and kill the Vitality. I'm gonna want it off the field anyway, so this can kind of get through. And I want to be able to go attack, potentially activate, and also cast a Bookworm. They can't tap to Toy for mana. Why? Is it because it loses all abilities after? Is it just a layers thing? It's always a damn layers thing. The fact that Oblivious Bookworm is playable. Bookworm is nuts, dude. You don't even have to be I don't think you have to be a cloak deck for this card to be good. Just 2 mana, 2/3 loot end of turn. I actually kind of think that maybe this card would be correct in the Squirming Emergence deck too. Okay, bounce. I guess I take Vanifar over the Valgavoth. I'll show you one more card in my hand. Be cooking. Hide in Plain Sight. Yeah, I had Hide in Plain Sight in my earlier draft, but the thing is that the card is you're gonna brick on it a little bit too often. I was a bit worried about, and it's also awkward on the mana curve. But it could be right. Still an early draft of this deck. So I do not want to trade. Get to draw a card off the Bookworm. Gonna level 2 this potentially. They do. They return. Town ain't big enough for the two of us. So I guess they can kind of loop this with Storm Chaser's talent too. I don't know what they would bounce here. Nothing of mine really gets bounced badly. They target the Vanifar, which is fine. Well, I can't cast Vanifar and turn this up, so I might as well turn this up so that my Progenitus gets a counter. And I might as well Bookworm. Alright, I turn Progenitus face up. I trigger Growing Dread to give it a +1 counter. I attack with, I think, just both of these. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this trade. Spike, what the fuck am I watching? I'm cooking. I'm doing something different today. We're trying to not be a one format Andy. How many creatures do they need for infinite? Is it 5? Well, they would need to untap their creatures for infinite, right? So they would need the 3 mana 2/2 for this loop to be infinite. They grab a paw patch formation. Is this just to cycle it? I will say that like just as soon as I've kind of feel like I've just barely hit the level where I'm able to build cool and interesting decks in standard. It took a little bit of time. It took a little bit of time, but I feel like I'm finally at that point where the decks I'm working on are cool and interesting. I think I have a lot of leveling up I can still do, but it's like also like when you're brewing too, especially for me and especially for this channel, I have to be able to win. I have to be able to win to brew for them to be interesting, and I have to be doing something fresh and cool for me to be engaged. I feel like I've just finally leveled up enough in standard to like get to that point and do something cool. Like 7 plus flood color is infinite bounce. 8 is infinite mana. Well, with flood color, right? Okay, we're on the draw. We have a turn 1 elf. We have the combo. I'm gonna keep. Can this be an Oculus deck? I don't. You'd have to have a lot of self mill for Oculus, right? Yeah, like Oculus just isn't castable. Okay, so you have like you just have the I don't know, just cast grab, just growing dread. Like maybe you should play like actual manifest dread instead of growing dread because that's like an extra card in the yard. Um, and I mean Oculus is pretty good, but like the card is like kind of like it's like kind of like a turn 5 card it seems, which I don't really like. I would love it land. Same matchup, I guess. They reveal a torch to the tower. Oh, I drew Botanical Sanctum. I'm great at standard. Oculus is cyber tech for control. Maybe. I just have like a lot of negates, which I feel like would probably prefer. Why not use hide in plain sight in this deck? Well, what would you cut for hide in plain sight as I read this card? And maybe I can answer that question for you. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I did have that actually I had this card in my earlier draft. I felt that the card was too high on the mana curve. I felt that Vanifar was better and more powerful. I've also I didn't do the math, but I kind of figured that the math is going to be kind of abysmal for this card. So let's say that we have 7 hits like we do right now. So population size is 59. Usually do this for just one card. Sample size is 5. Successes in population 7. We have to hit one of them. We're like, what, 30%? Okay, 48, that's a lot higher than I thought, but 48% is this an acceptable number? I'm not sure that I think it is. Could be. All right, let's just bookworm and hold up. Twisted Reality. So yeah, sub 50%. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you still get 2 cloaks, which is not nothing, and you still get you can still hit like bookworm and you could hit Vanifar. So it could be an okay card to play, but I'm just worried about its spot on the mana curve. Could be something you'd play like not that many copies of. The fail case of hiding place sight, not so bad. 5 mana. Yeah, it's not so bad. It's also it's 4 mana, not 5 mana. If it was 5 mana, I would never play it, but it is 4 mana. Is Omniscience ever thought? The problem with Omniscience is it only works with Splash Portal, and then you also have to have gas in your hand. I have built some Omniscience decks in Standard with Reenact the Crime, and the problem is, like, this isn't modern. You don't get to play Lorien Revealed and Seagate Restoration and Karn the Great Creator for, like, a 1-card combo kill, and all of your lands are also spells. And so, like, as soon as when Omniscience is in play, you just kind of guarantee that it's going to be good. I think I should Twisted Reality here. Okay, bricked. Oh no, and sorry. I mean, this is okay, but I should have put the land in play because I could have potentially splash portaled it into play. Okay, I think we go for Valgavoth. Draw a card. One thing about Oculus is a decent enough mana for straight cards. I mean, I get that. I definitely get that. It could be good. This is an early draft. I'm open to I'm open to working on the list. The hide in plain sight also, like, again, like Vanifar is a good hit and like Bookworm is a good hit too. So like, that probably might make it good enough. 59. Ooh, a power drain cleaner. Sample size 5. Successes. Let's just, if we want to count Vanifar and Bookworm as like good hits, I don't think we count Lana or Elves. Then we just have 15 good hits, and see, to hit one of those is 78, and hit two of those in the top 8 is 37, which is kind of low. Okay, so they bounce their battle, and they bounce my Vanifar. They replay their battle. Thanks to play, I'm a standard freshman. I am kind of too. Why your ads are working for me, I need a power drain cleaner. Yeah, I mean, one of the better ads. So if we can like hit our opponent for 6, like if they attack with both for some reason, which or like if they attack with this otter and then they don't block with the trainer, and I can get them to 10, then I'll flip the Vanifar into play, or the Progenitus into play. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool standard legal stuff, and like you just kind of can't build a deck like this in modern. And that's kind of where I want to be in standard right now. I want to be building decks in this format that oh my gosh, I didn't play the Vanifar to to cloak the Progenitus. Sorry about that. Valgavoth is like, it's a 9/9. Damn it. But I want to be playing decks, and I want to be playing brews that I just couldn't play at modern. Yeah, Bookworm is bananas. Like, for me, like, Bookworm is just like, this is a card that I love. It's super cool. It's like, I love that it doesn't only draw a card if you did like the cloak thing. It just always loots, and then also can be card advantage on a 2-mana 2/3. Card is pretty crazy. Okay, so I will say that the Rex Sages were really good for me last game. If they're playing battles, I wonder how different their build is from our last round opponent. I'm just gonna go back up to the full 4 and enable to screams. This is how I sideboarded last time. I think let's just go this. Oh yeah, Shrieker is also a hit. Okay, yeah, we'll see. But it's also like, we're gonna have to cut something. Maybe you cut Growing Dread. Not sure. I'm gonna keep, I think. Play Modern anytime soon? Maybe, I don't know. I've played a lot of Modern recently. I just streamed 8 hours of Modern yesterday. But I'm just gonna take it one day at a time. If I think Standard is really fun, I want to play it. If I think I might play some Pauper. Pauper is probably next up on formats for me to try. But like, we have 2 weeks until this ban decision, and like nothing is gonna happen in Modern until this ban decision. It feels like such a lame duck format, so uninteresting. So I have the option of like forcing myself to play it, because like that's what I do. I'm the Modern streamer, or I could try to broaden my horizons and have fun off my stream and try to do something else that doesn't kill my creativity. And so that's what I'm trying to do here, at least. But I might play some Modern too. Like, I think there is a chance, and even a pretty good chance, that there is something that is interesting to me that I want to work on over the next couple weeks. Opinions on the ban control deck that took that yesterday. I mean, we played against it, and the Orm's Chant is an example of a card that seems to be performing pretty well, and is one that we could explore some more. Maybe it's bad to let them attack the invasion. I don't think I'm that worried about it. I could also like maybe block with my 2/2 at instant speed. Horizon, say that again. It's kind of interesting. Like, during Image 2, everybody complains about Modern Horizons all day. During Image 3, I feel like I've had like almost no complaints about it. I kind of feel like all of those people just actually left. I think that during Image 2, it kind of felt like they loved to hate it. And then Image 3, they just actually hate it, and they are they are gone. Maybe artifact aggro is a good choice. Enchantment and creature easy to against. Maybe I think the Leyline Axe like blue white deck that Doom played is pretty good. To me to some extent this kind of feels like. I think I'll just let the thing die. To me, this feels like yesterday's or like last week's standard thought. Oh, artifact creatures dodge, go for the throat. I'm going to build a bunch of artifact lists. This kind of seems like what everybody was doing last week. What are we doing this week? You know, like it's our fourth match. We have we played against a go for the throat deck? And maybe our round one opponent was playing it. But I want to have a little bit more in depth than let's dodge, go for the throat again this week. Okay, so we get to block here. Don't draw a land. Seems like I just want to hold up the ability to flip this up or a counterspell this turn. Left modern, yes, not my stream. Yeah, I know a lot of people have left modern, and you know I'm like somewhat optimistic that like one day things can be good again. I think things could be really good if they don't fuck up the ban list in 2 weeks. I think a big problem, I think the biggest thing that's kind of strangling the format are these scheduled bans, because like people just have to, like, it's modern hasn't been good since MH3 came out. You know what I mean? It literally hasn't been good the entire time. It's been Nadu into energy, and now it's just energy, like combo versus energy. It like modern hasn't been good in 6 months. So, but you know, could it be again one day? Maybe. I hope so. It's kind of crazy how good this card is. All right, we'll play our Shrieker. What's my ideal ban list? My ideal ban list, my wish list. Ring banned, Gigantha banned, and then what I would do in Boros Synergy is I would probably ban a Johnny and Amtraptor. Just fucking kill the deck. Because you could also like I think I would ban basically any 2 cards of Guide, Pride, Raptor, Ajani, Flage. I would be happy with any 2 of these cards. Because the unfortunate dynamic in the format at the moment is that these cards are way better than every other card in the format. As far as like fair decks go, like the card quality on Guide, Pride, Flage, Ajani, Amtraptor is just much higher than everything else, and I do think that this needs to be breaked up. And for me, I would do Johnny Raptor. I know everybody else says Guide of Souls. Guide of Souls is the only one of these cards that you can like actually effectively 1-for-1 is usually my argument. But Guide of Souls does also make all of these other cards better. But also all of these cards are individually strong. So I'm not sure. I do think that like. I do think that I don't really care too much, but I do want the Boros deck broken up. I'd also like to see some unbans. I think it's very unlikely that they ban 2 to 4 things and also unban stuff, but I think there's like 6 or 7 cards that would be safe and fun unbans. Splinter Twin, Birthing Pod, Punishing Fire, Uma's Always Jite. I do think Bridge from Below would be pretty safe, but a lot of people disagree with me on that one. And then there's a couple more I sometimes forget, and then chat reminds me on this rant. Ban Ring Gigantha and not schedule ban announcements as a way to wait 2 months and see if Boros... Yeah, I would also be happy with that. I would be happy with Ring plus Gigantha. I don't think they're going to ban Gigantha, but I would be happy with Ring plus Gigantha, and then say no more scheduled ban announcements. Because that is the biggest thing. Like the fact that we've had 2 lame duck formats in Modern for 6 months, Nadu and into Energy, and we just have to wait for the ban announcement because the bans didn't fix stuff. It's really what's killing the format. That to me, that's more impactful than the format not being good. While they're attacking me instead of the invasion, it's interesting. As you're gonna pull out the ban the companion. Oops, I mean energy mechanic yet. Yeah, a lot of people care about the energy mechanic, which I think is silly. Disagree on Punishing Fire because it's just an unfun card, in my opinion, but pretty solid deck. I mean, I think that's fine. The thing with Punishing Fire, though, I actually think it's kind of fun. It's okay to disagree on that, but the thing is also like the card quality on Punishing Fire. I think is just pretty low at this point. Dude, this card is so good. I guess it's a problem with I guess it's the problem with my Unable to Screams is this card in these matchups. So the thing about the artifact lands, I don't think the artifact lands would be that good, but you don't want them in the format, in my opinion, because if the artifact lands are legal, then gameplay is really bad because the artifact decks are very strong game one. They win. The games against the artifact decks game one are worse, and they're worse post board because they just like full to the sideboard cards super hard. So I think basically all the gameplay gets worse with artifact lands. So I think gameplay gets much worse if they're legal. So that's why I don't want them to be like there are other cards on the ban list where I think gameplay gets worse, and I think you could argue Punishing Fire makes gameplay worse. I don't think so. I think Punishing Fire is pretty fun, and I think it's kind of iconic, and I think it's pretty weak. so I think it'll be fine. But if you do think that the play pattern there is bad, then like that I do think that's valid, and you're fine to have that argument. But I'm mostly saying that like a couple, like one or two like cool unbans of these somewhat iconic cards. Jitte is probably the safest one. I think Jitte is like the safest one where the goal of this card would be to generate some hype for your format that you put a lot of investment in that everybody left. The goal would be to get people excited about the format again with the possibility of them being able to cast some iconic cards. Well, I wish that had been the top card of my library. But we're going digging with our Manifest Dread here. We have to go to game 3. Okay, so next turn I can put a Progenitus into play. Next turn may be too slow. Part of the schedule bans were to give players some insurance that their expensive deck wouldn't be banned out of nowhere. Any thoughts with that? Yeah. So of course this is the I've read this as Flash. Of course this is the case. This is the argument. It's not that scheduled bans don't have any upside. Yes, I understand. The idea is that players will know that they can play the cards they bought for a certain period of time. I understand. This is not like a new conversation either. You know what I mean? Like, scheduled bans versus non-scheduled bans, Wizards has flip-flopped on them back and forth for the entire time I've been playing Magic. They've flip-flopped on these decisions. We've been in this cycle before. I think that the pros outweigh the cons pretty significantly. I think it is... I'm going to go to game 3 here. The pros outweigh the cons. And like one thing is it just kind of simply like when formats obviously need a ban, people don't buy cards and people sell out of cards anyways because cards will obviously need a ban. You know what I mean? Do I want to try some negates here? Their build's pretty cool. Let's try a couple negates. So I think this argument is kind of like it's a very idealist argument that you want people to be able to play with their cards. I get it. You want people to feel security in the format, but they can't feel security in the format if the format fucking sucks and needs bans. And so that's it. I just as needed is so much better. And like you could even do just like, hey, we're gonna do something in like a week. Give people a little bit of a heads up maybe. And I think that these scheduled bans would work better if card design wasn't so crazy right now too. I think to some extent it feels like we are kind of slipping back into that 2019 to 2021 era. I really like 2021 to 2023. I really liked, but it feels like we're kind of slipping back in. All right, level land here. Thank you. I'm betting iconic cards would probably bring people back to the format. Yeah, that's exactly why I think unbanning some iconic cards would bring people back. I want to do a YouTube video talking about all this at some point this week. Probably not today. I need to go to the gym and stuff. I haven't been to the gym in a few days. And I need to keep working on standard. Hopefully soon. Wow, another land is such a nice rip here. Do you think standard sets have pushed levels right now? To some extent, it is more about like Modern Horizons 3, for me than standard sets. All right, your turn. What's kind of fun is if they bounce the Valgavoth back to my hand, I just can cloak it again. Why do two Shriekers have different text boxes? Do they look the same to me? I'm not sure. Am I gonna say? Yeah, I could probably delay comment. Yeah, I'm gonna do a YouTube video on this. I want the title to be "Modern Problems, Modern Solutions." If you want to give players a chance to play with cards, X is banned effective January 10th. No, that's way worse. Then that actually just kills the format. They did it in my hand? Weird. Hey, Shellgrave, welcome, welcome. Think that banning the One Ring would solve modern meta problem regarding Boros energy? Okay, so so yes and no. It's a big nerf to the deck. The deck becomes much easier to exploit. And I've been kind of saying for like a month that I kind of just want to see what modern is like Sans Ring and Sans Gigantha, maybe unban something. But the problem is, like, I think it's fine to just do that if you get rid of scheduled bans, but like you just cannot afford to like do this and still have energy be really dominant, which it might be, it might not be, I don't know. And I can't really know until you know these things happen, but like can we go, like modern has been needing bans for a period of 6 months. There have only been 2 scheduled ban announcements. If it continues to be like this, if it continues to just be really damn bad, like we just like I would be so anxious that Boros Energy is still just really dominant and really unfun and really tiring, and we have to wait 3 more months for them to finally ban one card from the deck, and they maybe need to ban something else. And the simple truth is, Guide, Ajani, Raptor, Ocelot, Pride, Flage are just much better fair cards than anything else in the format. Like you can play more synergy based aggro decks like Scales or Prowess in theory if these like generically good cards are broken up, but like as together, just like you can curve any card into any card and it's just like about the same power. Cute Dog with 4 months, thank you, welcome back, appreciate you. Are we dead here? We might be dead here. We'll see. Tinfoil hat theory. WotC is doing this push modern players in standard. I mean, this is, I think, a silly thought. I think they have the combo. I'm just gonna wait a second here. I think this is kind of a silly idea, right? Where that just isn't true. Like, Modern Horizons 3 was maybe the most promoted set of all time, the most hype set of all time. They made sure it was on Arena this time. Like, they put Modern Horizons 3 on Arena. This is a clear action of them not trying to push people towards Standard. They really wanted Modern Horizons 3 to be Modern Horizons 2. But instead, Modern Horizons 3 became what people thought Modern Horizons 2 was, in my opinion. Valgavoth shuts off the loop. Does it? Oh, wait, I can cast this stuff. Wait, hold on, sorry. Oh, during my turn, I can play these cards. So it doesn't shut off the loop, right? They could just kill my stuff and get them for a bunch. Yeah, you could ban Static Prison, maybe. Like, Static Prison is a huge part of the problem. But this is the thing, is like all of these cards are about the same power level, so it's very tough to say which ones need to be banned, but I do think you should ban some of them. Image 3 is looking more like Image 1, yeah, I agree. Image 2, best set of all time. Oh, it exiles the bounce spell. Right. Just ban Guide of Souls? Maybe. To me, I feel like it's... I don't know, maybe. It's a mess. It's a big mess, for sure. I think this is what most people want, is they want Guide of Souls gone. Between Amped Raptor, Flage, Ajani, Ocelot, Pride, Guide of Souls is the only one that you can like just like leave and play for a turn and then 1-for-1. Maybe it's also kind of easy to 1-for-1 on Ocelot Pride, maybe not always when you're on the draw. But like you can just leave it in play for a turn and then get around to it and kill it the next turn and 1-for-1 it, which is something I like about it. It also like makes opponents like weaker to sweepers. Nice, dead, cool. Okay, play for the 3/2. I probably want to play a 3-drop next turn. Okay, I like the bookworm, so maybe I can go 3-drop into both 2s on turn 4. Polarizing like artifact lands. I mean, like artifact lands, but um, I still wouldn't unban the artifact lands. There's I do also, this is something I should say. I tend to have a different attitude when it comes to unbans versus bans, for whatever that's worth. Second main phase, if opponent lost life, exile top 2 cards of your library, choose one of them until end of turn you play that card. Cool. Then they exile 2 lands, they get to their land drop. And then we hit our land. So hopefully they don't have a... Oh, they can cut down the bookworm. But wait, they don't have it? We get to draw a card. Let's go. I personally feel Guided Souls enables the energy mechanic really powerfully and allows for things like Static Prison Raptor to be easy to maintain. Amazing when your head can recoup some life and stabilize when you're behind. It can also be an awful top deck when you're behind. So like I like what's interesting and what's kind of crazy is I almost feel like there's this turn reveal the card. Okay. What's also like really interesting about this argument is I think you could make the opposite case too, where it's like I like Bookworm is a bad top deck, or sorry, Guided Souls is a bad top deck in a lot of spots, and yes, it does help power up Static Prison and Raptor, but Static Prison and Raptor are also just pretty good by themselves too. Like Raptor really doesn't need much help to be good. Like it still would just be good with Galvanic Discharge and Aether Hub. Doing this so I get to draw my card off the Bookworm here. So that would be my my counter argument there, I guess. And if you're top decking, like a lot of times, like if Guided Souls can be one of the worst top decks, for whatever that's worth. This is Menace. I guess I double block since I have a 2/3. I don't want them to trigger this guy here. But I agree the guide is very good, and I agree that it makes all the other cards better. And I think the thing is everybody has a different card in the deck that they hate. The power level is very consistent across them. You can make a great argument for like 6 cards here, and I think you probably need to ban just 2 of them to break up the deck some. Is kind of where I'm at. So, like I don't disagree that guide is incredible and unbalanced and a little bit too pushed. Did you want to flash in the Growing Dread there? Yeah, sorry, we should... Well, it might be better to hold it to trigger this. I'm not sure. The bats are really good here. They're just going to be able to trigger this every turn now. Ring is one of the 2. No, I think you need to ban Ring. You should ban Gigantha, but it's not that important for the conversation. And then you should ban like 2 cards from Energy. Or you should just ban Ring and Gigantha and then say no more scheduled BNRs. But I think those are really the only 2 paths they can take. You know what I mean? Because like I think you could not have the Energy Shell exist as it is for 3 more months with no safety valves to ban something else. If you only ban Ring and Gigantha, like it just is too big a risk in my opinion. You have too much hope in WotC. Yeah, I think so. Like, here's the thing, chatters. It's great to criticize WotC. There's a lot of stuff to be critical of them about. Basically, the only thing that Wizards is really good at is I think Wizards is like I have faith in their play design and I have faith in their ban decisions. Because they have been really good for a long time, and I think there's a lot of clear examples of them learning lessons and improving when it comes to ban decisions and play design. I think that there's a lot to like about their decisions over the last several years. They have made mistakes. Mistakes have started to become more frequent. This is kind of a problem. Despite that, um, like the play designers, the people who design the game, these are the people who love the game. These are the people who are all like super enfranchised Magic players who've been playing 20 years, a million, just nonstop Magic for their whole life. These are the people who make the decisions that I have trusted. It's the CEOs and the executives and our future CEO of Hasbro, Elon Musk, who I don't trust. Who these executives might also be the ones who are causing the scheduled ban announcements. This also must be an executive decision. But for me, basically every issue I have with Hasbro and WotC come from these executive decisions, not from the play design team and from the ban team. Guess I unable to scream this one. Aside from not testing Nadu, yeah, they make mistakes. Mistakes have becoming more frequent lately. They've also been really good for like 3 years now, much better than they've ever been up until MH3. Like, like besides MH3, like the One Ring was unbalanced, Bowmasters was unbalanced, Up the Beanstalk was unbalanced. Um, but I don't know. I feel like this is just like a pretty acceptable. They're making a pretty acceptable amount of mistakes while also keeping the game pretty fun and interesting. Elon Musk can't make it any worse. Oh, yes, he can. People said this shit about Twitter, and now I can't go on it without seeing fucking actual Nazis being like, "What? You know what, guys? Let's talk about the Jews." It's actually insane how unhinged what stuff is just like not even allowed on Twitter. That I just see it every fucking day. Intellibeam with the 14 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. To say people said the same thing. Can't make Twitter any worse. It's shit. Your Twitter sounds way different from mine. You know what? My conservative dad said like the same thing. I actually wonder like is that stuff pushed to people who aren't conservative to like just piss them off or like I don't know. But I think a lot of like people I don't want to get too conspiracy theory, but I think a lot of people also have experiences like mine and in general I think you know tech billionaires in general are not your friends and don't trust them to do the right thing ever. Why witness protection over unable to scream? We have 4 enabled to scream and 2 witness protection. I'm very liberal to see another garbage, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I do see it. I do see it. I don't know why I see it. Literally never engage with it. I have lots of screenshots of it on my phone because I'm like, one day I want to show my dad all this stuff, but it's okay that you'll have different experience. Yeah, I am on Blue Sky. It's better. I'm sorry, I don't want to have a whole stupid fucking rant about all this stuff, but we'll see what happens. Right. They concede to my big flying 9/9. I go to game 3. Beautiful hand. I love the bookworm. I really like the bookworm. My wonderful fiance Esther is really I don't think y'all can hear her right now, but she's trying to start creating music and I'm very happy for her. But she does all these voice lessons. I need to probably put headphones in, but she's doing a lot of exercises right now that are very funny, but I don't think y'all can hear them. but she's like, whoa, for like the last 10 minutes. This is quite the start here. I've seen Ash play this deck a lot. I think it's my first time playing against it on MTGO. Yeah, I think the filter is getting it out. Yeah, if only I could show you. Okay. I think I'm gonna go for my 2/3 here as a better blocker than my 2/2. Probably get rid of the Progenitus here. Why Progenitus is not Atraxa? I mean, I think Progenitus is better. Like, you don't get the ETB trick on Atraxa off this one. But there's a lot of options. Coma could be better because you could just spend mana to flip it up. This is just an early draft, you know. Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe like what what's going on. It does make me laugh though. Another bat. Yeah, I do. I also would really like to play a Say Its Name deck in Standard. Okay, so let's get some Growing Dread here. The bats are so good. Okay, I'm gonna just play an elf here. Is there downside to playing Temples over Surveillance in a deck without Verges or Green-White Synergy? Temples being... Yeah, I don't think there's really any difference here. Temples might actually be a little bit better. This probably doesn't matter very much. But yeah, we have no Graveyard Synergy, we have no Verges, so it should be the same. Been playing Squirming Emergence Reanimator since LCI came out, and the Say Its Name package is so strong. Yeah, there's like so many like good enablers you can play in Emergence. Yeah, we just manifested a Splash Portal, unfortunately. They put a counter on this one, so let's probably make this one unable to scream. I think I'm gonna save my Witness Protection. Just take 2 more in the air this turn cycle. Nest now realizes a standard. Yeah, I mean, it's been some pretty fun matches today. I think this has been the most fun Standard League I've played since entering the format, for whatever that's worth. Temples are better because Surveilling a Progenitus means you can draw it right away. Temples are better because Surveilling a Progenitus means you can draw it right away. Because it shuffles that Progenitus back in instead of putting it in the yard. Maybe that is better. Okay, a deck tech for Doomwake. Twin. This has been dubbed. Oh, sorry, I did kind of mistap here. Okay? Is it with this? Remove a net counter from Braided Net. Tap another non-land permanent. Its activated abilities can't be activated as long as it remains tapped. I'm just too focused on the title. Why is this a twin deck? There's no 2-card combo or combo in general. I love Thran Spider though. Thran Spider Enigma Jewel has been something I really want to do. I feel like I'm just like locked in on on 4 Thran Spiders for whatever that's worth. Let's see what we find here. So I probably want to take the Shrieker because I don't have a way to combo with the Valgavoth, but the Shrieker can be kind of like a 1-card combo. It's also going to be a 4/4. Don't think I need to unable to scream the Hired Claw right now, so I think I just want to flip this up. Okay, this is an interesting draw. Synth plus Skitterbeam is twin. I see. Okay, that is pretty cool. I don't know. I think this deck looks incredibly fun, incredibly good. I hope to watch it on your stream today, Doomwake. I will not net deck it from you, but it looks very, very good to me. Oh, it's gonna be a 5/5, right? Because you have 2 of the dreads. Yeah. Which is pretty good. Okay, so they're going to get discard probably my Unable to Scream. Standard arc? Yeah, a little bit of a standard arc. I want to have fun on the stream the next 2 weeks. I want to play standard. I might play some Pauper. I might play some Legacy. I might play some Vintage. I might play some Modern. I might play some Dark Souls. When does the full Hades 2 release come out also? Because if it could come out before the B&R announcement, that would be dope. And so 5/5. You want Pioneer? Yeah, I don't think I'm likely to play Pioneer. Sorry, I don't know. I could. Dark Souls randomizer, maybe. So, I owe y'all one more Dark Souls no hit attempt stream. That'll probably happen this week. I would also be interested in doing just a very casual, like just play through the whole game in one stream. Like start the stream, play through the game casually. The stream ends when the game is over. Yeah, I've never done randomizer. Randomizer could be fun, but yeah, I think I'm a bit more interested in I just play through the whole game and I just do a very casual playthrough. They're targeting my manifest token, which is exactly what I wanted them to do. You've activated my trap card. Here's a Progenitus. I think they did this to play around Valgavoth, but instead they've played into my Progenitus. Protection from everything. Alright, now I gotta do some blocking. I take 4 damage down to 3. Not really any way to take less damage because of this whole menace situation. Do it for the Dark Souls I know the least. That would be 2. Okay, so my opponent has 0 cards in their hand. They also don't seem to have a crime enabler. If I attack with both of these, I'll have 3 blockers, which I need. I can kill them next turn. Okay, that'll probably do it. I think I'll flip this up now to play around removal spell on it. Although I'm not even dead to that. Ever played through Subnautica? I've actually started Subnautica like 4 times, usually with Esther, and we like get really entranced with it for like an evening or an afternoon, and then we play maybe 1 or 2 more days, and then we just start it over because then it's been 6 months or something. We just want to start it over. But I've never finished it. I've never finished it. How did my tourney Saturday go? Not very well. But look, I earned a Jade Avenger avatar. All right, I did a brew in standard, chat. I did a brew in standard, and I went 3-2. Let's fucking go. All right. Yeah, Subnautica is really good. Okay, let me open this chest. I think I'm going to play my second standard brew.